Yeah, now this is the vision that I saw concerning Zimbabwe, which we need to pray for. And so I was taken, as I was saying, from my body by an angel. My spirit was taken out, and it came twice. I remember that night, I woke up twice, and it continued like a movie that I was seeing. And God said, it's for you to see where the nation is going. Now, in that dream, this is what I dreamt, what you are seeing here. There was the big tree standing there, and the small tree was standing here. I think we all know the big tree, small tree issue. It's still continuing. Now, the big tree, now it's like a continuation of everything that I had said when I was talking about big tree, small tree. The big tree now in this vision, it had been inaugurated, and it was wearing that sheath, inaugural sheath that they put when someone has been inaugurated. And then here, there was the small tree, so they were looking at each other. And this is Zimbabwe. So here, where I am, there was a map of Zimbabwe. So they were standing at the edge of the map of Zimbabwe. And I saw on my left side, Zimbabweans in their millions looking at this, the same way you are looking at this thing. The Zimbabweans were also looking. And there were people that were here, they were also looking. All of us, it was like our attention was on this view that you are seeing here. So I'm seeing the big tree was inaugurated, and the small tree, they are facing each other. And there is the map of Zimbabwe, and millions of Zimbabweans, millions of people on my left side looking. And then there was a sea, which looked like maybe like Indian Ocean or something, but it was a sea that was here. And there was an angel that was here with a flag of Zimbabwe and a boat. But I will explain about the boat here that looked like a coffin, something like that. I will explain what then happened. But I just want you to see the picture. Then by the refrigerator there was an angel, but the angel was a woman. I never knew that in the spiritual realm there are angels that are in form of females. So she was standing there on the refrigerator, and the refrigerator was completely covered with the map of Zimbabwe. It was, but I didn't know until they unveiled. So I was told, can you go and remove the flag to see what is behind? So I went and I removed the flag. And to my surprise, what I saw was a refrigerator, an upright refrigerator like that one. So I said, but Lord, what is this that I am seeing? I remember in that vision, I tied my hand with the flag that I had removed on my right hand, just as I'm doing. It was tied to my right hand. And then I came here and I noticed something, that there were two trees that were looking at each other. And these people here, I will explain what they represent in that vision. And to my surprise, I was caught my attention by this tree, which had inaugural wreath. It was like it was inaugurated in the nation, and it was Zimbabwe. And then the Lord said to me, look, can you look at your look at your, yeah. So the man who was there, it was a tree that was there and with the face of a man. But what I saw was that he was looking at this sheet. So then the angel said, this man that you are seeing, who is in form of this tree, that you are seeing, tell him to lift up his head from, let him stop focusing on that inauguration or that sheet that he is wearing. So now what was happening was this. As he was looking there, I tried to speak to him that please lift your head. Please lift your head, but he was not hearing me. Then, to my surprise, what I saw was this angel. It opened the refrigerator, the led angel that was there. And from the refrigerator, there was a baby, a small baby, an infant that was brought out of that refrigerator. It was like a newly born baby, a beautiful baby. I can say beautiful, though the child was a boy. It was a boy, a male child, very handsome. I've never seen a handsome child like that ever in my life. I tell you, even in that dream, I could see the glory, the beauty that was on that child. And the child was not really dressed, wearing a romper. Now, to my surprise, I said, but is this child still alive? Because all of you know that when you see an upright refrigerator like this one, the top door of that upright refrigerator, it is what? The deep freezer. And now I'm seeing a baby being taken out of that deep freezer. So I'm wondering to myself, that is this baby still alive? So the angel took the baby out and I looked at the baby. The baby was still alive, but it was holding the golden key. Do you remember about the golden key that I was talking about? That was supposed to be given to someone if free, fair, credible, peaceful elections were done. But it was frozen, that key, in the hands of the baby. And the baby on the forehead, it was written New Zimbabwe. And the face of the baby was like the map of Zimbabwe. And then I was worried that how can they put this new baby in a deep freezer? And so this baby is there. This baby was really born. The same which God had shown me that there will be a new Zimbabwe. So the new Zimbabwe was born for sure. And now the woman took the baby from the refrigerator and then went and dipped the baby in water, that it was warm water, just to make sure that the baby is kicking and alive for a certain time, and went back again and put it in the refrigerator again. So she opened the refrigerator, put the baby inside, and closed the refrigerator. And for the second time, after some time, I'm seeing it's in a vision, she opened again. It was like, to make sure that the baby does not die. Take it out again, and then the baby was put in water again, in warm water for some time, and it would be taken back again. So the process continued for almost 3 to 5 times. Now, what then happened was this. As I will tell you the truth as a prophet of God. The big tree would fly, go out to have meetings overseas and come back to this position. But there were no results. Was flying, coming back, flying, coming back, flying. For sure, the man flew. You would go, come back. Was why I'm saying it's a tree, but because it had a face, which you could see it's of a man. But there were no results. And all of us, we continued looking. And now I started seeing impatience in the millions now. They were sort of like losing patience because they were giving time. That can you fly? We want to see. When it comes back, nothing happens. You fly, coming back, nothing is happening. Flying, coming back, nothing is happening. Then, what then happened is this. The angel, the woman angel, came to me now. Can you come down? It came to me where I was. And then it said, can you please tell these men here who are close to the big tree what is happening? Because the big tree is not seeing what is happening. You have tried to talk, but they are not what? They are not hearing what you are saying. And they are not even seeing. People in Zimbabwe were seeing what was happening. But this group was not seeing, and the big tree was not seeing. The small tree was just standing there, but it was like waiting for this big tree. It was like all of us, including the angel and that other angel, the focus was on the big tree. It was like there is something the big tree must say to the small tree. But the big tree would go out and say, no, maybe I will talk to the small tree, but it will come and not talk and remain standing there. And the small tree will be looking. They were just as I am illustrating like this. And it continued for some time. Then this angel talked to me and said, can you talk to these ones? But now the angel was talking to me in Hebrew. But I was then instructed that when you are talking to them, don't talk to them in Hebrew because they will not understand the Hebrew. Talk to them in Greek. But don't use Hebrew. But the angel was speaking, and I was hearing the Hebrew. I'm not a Hebrew person, but in that vision, I was hearing the Hebrew, everything that it was saying. So it went back again. Now I came to these people. And then I realized there was one in the front who was written like a dream team. And I was shown that this is the new cabinet for the big tree. It is the new cabinet. All of them, can you start to write? Looking at the refrigerator, looking at the... So they were all planning and writing things, looking at the refrigerator. So when I was here, that angel, when it came, it said all of them, this cabinet, they are busy, they are hardworking, and they are planning on how to take out that baby from the what? From the deep freezer, from the top of the refrigerator there. They were planning. Now when I would look from afar, I would see these men were serious. They really wanted to bring out that new Zimbabwe, that new baby. Because everyone knew there is a baby. And it is in the spiritual realm what I'm seeing. I never knew that even in the spiritual realm you can find a refrigerator. So it was shocking me that what is a refrigerator doing in this vision? And I looked and they were planning. So when you would look from afar, I would see the writings that they were writing, because everyone was planning according to their portfolio, trying to what? To bring out that new baby from the fridge. But when I would go next to them, to my surprise, the writings that I was seeing from a far distance, when I would come near and check their papers, there was nothing. It's like there was a power that was rubbing everything that they were trying to write. So I said to myself, what is happening? These men, when you look from afar, they are writing something. But when you come near, there is nothing on the paper. It's like you begin to ask yourself, what does this mean? You are writing, but when you really come near, when you see them from afar, they look busy, they look like they are ready, and for sure committed to what? To bring out that baby that the millions were waiting for. Because all of the people, me, I am here in the middle, people are on the Zimbabweans, millions are looking at the refrigerator. They are longing to have that baby written in New Zimbabwe. They are seeing the angel opening the refrigerator, putting the new baby in the warm water to keep it alive and bringing it back again in that refrigerator. And it was like that angel was the one with authority to hand over that baby. And Zimbabwe is moving, but in this condition. Baby being taken out, put in warm water, taken back again, put in warm water. You know, it became like a frustrating process to me. Because I was really longing to see this baby. It was beautiful. I'm telling you, I've never seen a beautiful baby like that. And some out of this world type of a baby. And with a golden key in the hands. And now, when I went now the Holy Spirit then brought that angel. Can you come? That was there. Now that angel that was there, okay, where it was standing, can you go and stand where you were? Where it was standing, there was a boat that was there. And it was these boats, the machine boats, that you can drive, and it had a steering. But the boat was in a form of a coffin, and it had also warm water inside. By the sea there. It was in the sea, inside the boat, that angel. And there was a top cover, you know, like a coffin, it has a cover, but the cover was not on top, it was on the seashores. So I could see, but it's a coffin, that is a boat, and it has warm water inside. You know, when you are in the spirit, you can see that it's warm water. So it came to me down, it came out of the boat, walked into the water, came to me and spoke in Hebrew and said, go and tell these men that are writing these ones that they must tell the big tree, if they want that baby, the big tree. Now I want to tell you what I was told. The big tree must do two things. And to my surprise, as I was talking to this angel, it was talking to me in Hebrew, I was shown the old. Isn't it? There is a big tree, there is a small tree. But I didn't know there is an old tree that was removed in power by the big tree. That old tree then appeared now in that dream. Can one just come? The old tree appeared in that vision, and it stood here. Also waiting for what? For the big tree. And it had a key. Can I have a key? That old tree had also a small key. And it was written wisdom. Let's also say wisdom. So I was told, can you see? It is written wisdom. Now what I was told was, the big tree in Hebrew, go and tell these men here that in Greek, he was speaking to me in Hebrew, go and tell this cabinet in Greek to tell them to go and tell the big tree to go and apologize to the old tree. Because the old tree is also in the spirit having authority, binding the progress of the big tree. Because it's a spiritual thing which the big tree is not understanding, that the old tree is angry inside and is still holding, because it was mentored by the old tree. And I was shown a vision, and that angel wrote, "Honor your fathers." And I said, so there are also fathers in politics as well. And I said, but this is impossible. But he said, no, if they want the baby, that's what they must do. In Greek, in Hebrew. And then this angel is telling me, number 2, tell these guys to tell the big tree to cut its sheath in 2 and give half to the small tree. This inaugural sheath, I was given a scissors, that give them a scissors, tell the big tree to cut this sheath in 2 and give to the small tree. Even as you are looking at me like, is that possible? And what does it mean? And I was told, if that does not happen, I will not do what I want to do. That is the only solution. But what happened was the process prolonged. The big tree did not do what it was supposed to do in that vision for some time. And what I saw was that this old tree then gave its key to the small tree and left. Sort of like disappeared from the picture. And I said, what does this mean? And now when I looked into the small tree's hands, there were 2 small keys. 2 small keys. And the big tree had also a key. Can you show me your key? But the key that the big tree had in its hand was silver rusted key. You remember the silver rusted key? It was and it was written Deuteronomy 32 verse 7. Deuteronomy 32 verse 7. That it was a silver rusted key, an old key. It was like this key had been there in Zimbabwe for some time, and it was written Deuteronomy 32 verse 7. I shall explain about that verse as we go, what I was told. And the people were about to go into an election. I think I have repeated it. And there were 2 keys, a golden key and a silver one. But now when I saw the silver one, because people were the ones, they were candidates that were there. These 23, they were in a queue. And they were waiting to be given authority by people to go and pick the golden key. Because the silver one now, especially last night, it had rust. So that's when the Holy Spirit said, this one, it's a key, it will be picked, but it's a key of poverty. So for the golden key of Zimbabwe to be picked, the one that shall be given that key by the votes of the people is the one that will be allowed to pick that golden key. Whoever he is or she is. But that one, it's not good to pick it. But it can still be picked if there is not going to be fair. Peace is there. To a certain degree. And the freeness is now there to a certain degree, but is there fairness? That angel came and went on the refrigerator now and opened the refrigerator and took out the baby, from the refrigerator and went with it into the boat. Can you close it? Into its boat, and it put it in water, because that boat had water inside the water. And then it went on the steering. It went on the steering and started driving the boat into the sea. It was going. Then when it was going like that, I saw blood, a hand that came and wrote with blood. Repeat 2004 to 2008. So that's where the boat was going, and it was written 2004 to 2008, repeat. Then I saw a flower coming on top of those. It was like, those shrubs, those hedges that are very beautiful to decorate those words. And it was written, it's a repeat but flowerized. It's a flowerized repeat, or that's where the boat is going now. Because remember, I told you before that if those 4 letters, credible, peaceful, free, fair elections are not done, I see Zimbabwe having another turnaround, which is not good, which is a poverty turnaround. There are 2 turnarounds, turnaround into prosperity, turnaround into poverty. And people were laughing at me, and I said there will be a lot of things that I said which you will start to see, which you saw that time. And this is where the boat is going, 2004 to 2008.
The Lord spoke to me very well that can you fast and pray for one major thing: credible, free, fair, peaceful elections. Now, let me explain why. The Lord said, if there is going to be a story that is not in these 4 words that I have spoken, Zimbabwe is going to have a turnaround if there is no credible, free, and fair election. There will be a turnaround 360 degrees into poverty. There will be a turnaround 360 degrees into poverty. There are 2 turnarounds coming. One that will be a new Zimbabwe that is prosperous, and another one that will be a new Zimbabwe that is worse than Mugabe's era. I saw if that is allowed, and there will be noise in courts, and people saying there was rigging, there was cheating, and the government does not release and avail free, fair, credible, peaceful election. I am telling you, get ready to run away from this country. This country is going to be very difficult to run. It will be a desert, it will be isolated from the community of nations. It's not going to be integrated. We will be isolated, we will be an orphan.
Because remember, I told you before that if those 4 letters, credible, peaceful, free, fair elections are not done, I see Zimbabwe having another turnaround, which is not good, which is a poverty turnaround. There are 2 turnarounds, turnaround into prosperity, turnaround into poverty. And people were laughing at me, and I said there will be a lot of things that I said which you will start to see, which you saw that time. And this is where the boat is going, 2004 to 2008. Now, but when it was going now, people in Zimbabwe did not notice where it was going, because at that time they were now busy talking. And there are certain things that I'm not at liberty to tell you. I'm telling you, Zimbabwe, at that time, what happened, it became uncontrollable in that vision. It was not good. It was not good. It was not good. It was not good. But I'm not at liberty to tell you everything that was now happening now. But it was coming out of it because people were saying, we can't allow a repeat again because we tested the pain. We can't allow. Those waves, you are going to see them. If there is no understanding and prayer to be done in this nation, people of God, I am telling you, we need to pray. People shall not be able to buy what? The food. It's different from 2008 where there was no food in the shelves. This one you will see the food here and there to be there. But you will not be able to buy that food. You will look at it without the money. That is the explanation. It will be flowerized, but it's just the same. Why was the big tree supposed to talk to the small tree? The small key in the small tree. That key, when I looked at it, it was the key to open the refrigerator. Even when that issue of taking out the baby and putting it there was with the small tree. So I looked at it, I looked at the hole that was there, I saw that it can fit. And this one is inaugurated, but the key, it's silver, it's rusted, written 38 years, and it is that verse, Deuteronomy 32, verse 7. What does it say? It says, remember the old days, or the days of old. And I'm checking, the boat is going 2004 to 2008, and it's written, remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. There is a version which says, consider the years of the next generation, or the young generation. Consider their years. Ask your father, the old tree, and he will show you. That is the explanation this angel was giving me. Ask your father, he will show you, your elders, and they will tell you. Because they once passed through this. That's why the old tree had a key of wisdom. It had certain things it wanted to tell the big tree so that it corrects those mistakes. Listen to me. This small tree here had a small key that it had. It was also a key, but that key was very powerful in its hand. It was small but powerful. So when it would move it, can you move it like you are unlocking something? If you would move it, the boat that side would move faster. It was like in synchronization with the key. But now people were despising the small key because of the edge, that it's small, this tree is small, what can it do? But the key had power, and it was a small key. And they were looking down upon the small tree, and God was saying, are you seeing this? And they are not seeing it. And it was like this small key, that tree, the small tree was given that key long back. It had it, but it was hidden somewhere. So God was saying there must be, what can we say, maybe the proper word that I can say, engagement here. They must engage. There must be engagement, and there must be dialogue. But I will not tell you the contents of the dialogue that must be there. But this gap must be dealt with for the boat to come back. Your position, you know, this way. But I wish if this one could receive also Jesus Christ and worship God and understand both of them, they could come and I can talk to them. Mnafana die. Mnazoti nyika ine boat rinodzoka in a month the boat will come back. Thank you so much. God bless you.